now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Welcome back to Let's Lead Better, Influencing Improvement in Carrier Maintenance. For those of you who just joined us for the very first time, my name is Kelly Souders, your KRT1 Program Director, and I am so excited to be here with you today and help you lead better. We are just getting back from our 2021 annual KRT1 community event. And wow, what a great event. It was so refreshing to be back in person with our carrier maintenance team again. Now, if you're wondering why I am dressed like a heart surgeon, just hold tight and we'll get to that in just a minute. My take is we need to be ready to lead, to have the ability to build and develop that team. To tie in what NAVCOO's topic was at the event with a statement that you've heard me quote from John Maxwell, leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. Then that means we, all of us, need to get real and be ready to be influential in the way that we build and develop our teams and inspire our teams to execute the mission, especially when it gets tough. Okay, you heard me say getting real. Yep, I'm echoing what Mr. Chris Overton, our program manager from NAVCO8, said at the event. Get real, get better. Actually, former CNO Richardson also talked about that, but I'll talk about him in just a minute. Mr. Overton made it pretty clear to me that we are in a new era, an era of great power competition. Mr. Overton stated that NAVCO8 is challenging themselves to define what it means to have a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier in this era in terms of capability, reliability, and affordability. He made me think a little differently about what John Maxwell said when he said we are change agents on our teams. John says that the biggest mistake we make is living in constant fear that we may make one. Well, that really helped me put into context when Admiral Richardson came on the stage to speak. Okay, first off, he blew our minds when he talked about how Exelon is taking their power plant outage plans, what we call carrier availabilities for maintenance for aircraft carriers, and shrunk them down from 60 to 16 days. From 2 months to just a little over 2 weeks. And they measure their baseline in hours. Admiral Richardson said that the reason we are here is to deliver ships to the fleet as fast as humanly possible. He challenged us to have a shift in our mindset and think more like a heart surgeon. If you were getting ready to have heart surgery, there would be a couple critical things you would look at when finding a surgeon. First, you would want to make sure they're highly skilled, that they've done it multiple times and had high success rates. You would want to make sure they have an attitude that is always learning and that they know the latest and greatest procedures in the medical field. What if they found something while they were in there? You would want to make sure they could respond quickly and they have the material in hand and could put you back together. Admiral Richardson said the same mindset is true for us in maintenance. That our fleet cannot afford to not have us return our aircraft carriers back to them in a time like today. Our fleet needs the top maintenance providers. They need teams that are highly skilled, have done it multiple times, and have high success rates. They need teams that are always learning and improving what they know. They need teams that can execute new work quickly with the material on hand. That needs to be our mindset. Well, Rear Admiral Lloyd really brought it home. For those of you who are not familiar with him, he is the Chang and Deputy Commander for NAVCO5. He said, we don't say no, we say yes. How do we get past no to yes and then continue to improve? Wow, I was just thinking about all these different comments and thoughts at the event and how we applied them, how we could radically change the way that we do maintenance, the way we do our KSN face-to-faces, our hot washes, and more. We are the influencers. We are the leaders leading to yes. At the event, we also learned to get to yes, you need to think differently and get real about thinking differently. This isn't just some random act. It has to be intentional. Okay, let's take a moment and refresh what our leadership levels are. I have influence because I have a title, a position, level 1. I have influence and people follow me because they want to, permission, level 2. I have influence and people follow me because I produce, production, level 3. I have influence and invest in others, people development, level 4. And I influence leaders and leave a legacy, the pinnacle, level 5. Well, if you're like me, you've taken many different classes over the course of your career in leadership and read many different books. And what I love about the 5 levels, it really complements what you've already learned. It teaches you how to use your influence. It doesn't replace what you've already learned. It fine-tunes those skills and helps you become more intentional in the way you influence. Because believe me, no matter your title or position, you influence people where you go. In this next series, we're really going to be looking at how to use those level 2 and level 3 relationships. How you can influence people through your relationships and production to improve your business. At the conference we just held, we had about 260 people there. That was our team practicing level 2 relationships. They were connecting with one another, other stakeholders and peers in their organization. That relationship building really enhances the ability to develop trust in your team. That's really the start of learning to influence your team and helping them to really inspire them and execute the mission. Remember, relationships are the foundation to your leadership. I bet the next time that you talk with the person you connected with, you'll find it so much easier to be productive and work as a team. That's because relationships really are the springboard to level 3, production. And it's not just about your personal productivity, it's about team productivity. Rear Admiral Lloyd said, the CNO's vision is on-time delivery of ships and submarines. What that means to him? On-time delivery of combat-ready ships and submarines today and tomorrow. He says we must maintain readiness to fight, so that we are ready today, tomorrow, and in the future. Well, let's take a moment and jump back to our heart surgeon scenario we talked about earlier. You may be an amazing heart surgeon, but if you don't have a strong, highly skilled team by your side, you won't be successful. To be successful, you really need to develop that trust among your team. Those relationships, that trust, really help you move forward to be that high-performing team. The same is true with our teams at work. Originally, when you start off, you feel alone, maybe overwhelmed, wondering, how can I get this done? Asking yourself those questions, what can I do to get this done? Well, that's really our first mistake we make. We look at how we can do it on our own. But the moment you start focusing on the team and how you can develop and create those relationships, that's when the magic really happens. The team takes it and complements each other's strengths. In the next episode, we're going to look how to create those high-performing teams to win. And our project team development strategies really help with that. Well, that's all I have for today. I look forward to jumping into how to create those high-performing teams in the next episode. Meanwhile, have a great week. Keep on asking, improving, and sharing your knowledge. I look forward to the next step in our growth journey to Let's Lead Better, influencing improvement in carrier maintenance.
Every 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.